It's time now for the Thursday edition of Speakeasy. Now, here's your host.
Thank you for joining us today on Speakeasy. Edie Delp is our guest today. She's of Selma and the Calico Kitchen located on Selma Avenue. Edie's always great with coming up with ideas that are timely for the season. We're going to be talking about barbecuing and how to make it easier. And I don't know about you, I've never done much barbecuing.
Usually, Geri, barbecuing is something that we delegate to our husbands, or this is the type of cooking that men enjoy. We usually get stuck with all the preparation for it, and then they're the ones that go out and start the fire and actually do the cooking.
But Edie, aren't there still a lot of women that the husbands refuse, and they sit up there and watch the television, and she says, well, we're going to have steaks, and he says, go light the grill.
Right.
And she winds up doing everything.
That's true, too. That does happen. But then there's also the wife that says, if you want a good steak, then here's the steaks, you go fix them. So okay. I guess there's the other side of that coin, too.
You've got a lot of gadgets you brought today to help.
Yes. Let's just start with some of these, Geri. Some of these are just basic, and we try to make do with what we have. And lots of times, rather than getting the things that we need, we just use the fork or the spatula or whatever we have. But a good instrument to have, if you're going to do any cooking out, that men would really appreciate is a nice set of tongs. Now, this one is extra long. The handle is coated so that the heat, even though this part of the tong may get hot, the heat will not be conducted all the way up to the handle. So you do not necessarily have to have a pot holder or something like that. And men,
that's big enough, too.
Yes, and the tong itself is large that you can get under and get a steak or whatever, or a chicken and turn it over. So,
you know, Edie, people are always saying, what do we give them for Father's Day? This would be a good idea.
They have so many shirts and things like that. That's an idea. If the men like to cook out, certainly. Another idea, Geri,
what is that?
That is, isn't this a neat thing? I hope the cameras can pick this up. It's a spatula, but it has a little, I hope the glare is not too much, that you pull back and it becomes for getting under a steak. This is also good, like if you're doing pancakes, anything that's wide that you need to turn over, and then you just mash it back. But that's a neat little gadget to have. It becomes really 3 spatulas in one.
Well, you know, so many times on the grill, don't you see? I don't know. I think Ray has been doing the cooking. But I have to do it, and all the hamburgers get spread out, and then they start falling apart.
Right.
This would be great to catch it all up.
Absolutely. And then to start the fire itself, if you're not lucky enough to have a gas grill, is what we call a gas match. And this is like an elongated cigarette lighter, but this is fantastic to light the grill. It's also great for candles. You have lots of other uses for this, but this is also something nice to have.
All right.
And you just flip the thing there. It's like a little gun.
And you just fill it with
lighter fluid. And it's called a gas.
It's really
called a gas match. And
I love that.
I love gadgets, and that's a neat one to have. Now this one, Geri, is this type of grill. And we've gotten a lot of requests for this, especially here in Selma now that we have the fish market. And this is very popular this time of year for people. A lot of people in this area go to the coast and they go out deep sea fishing and they come back with the mackerel or the large fish. So this is a grill for fish. And you open it up, put your fish in, and set it on the grill. And this is how you can cook a large fish and on your grill and keep it all together. And
he's not going to fall out underneath there?
No, he does not.
All right, do you have to put anything in there?
No. Just lay your fish in there, put it on the coals, and grill it.
Bless his heart.
Now, here's another one. You were mentioning about the hamburgers. This is another neat gadget. What it is headed upside down. You take your hamburgers, put them in here.
Put them in this side.
Or put them... No, I guess you put them on this side, Geri, if you're going to do it like this and close it over. All right. And then just close it up.
Oh, I love it.
Isn't that great? And you just put this on the grill.
Well, you know, Mother's Day has passed, but for us who have to, us ladies, I might say, who have to cook on the grill, I want one of those.
Well, I tell you what else this is good for, Geri, like a leg of lamb, if you're doing like a leg of lamb on the grill. Also like catfish. There's a lot of catfish ponds around, and people fix catfish, and just do your fillets of catfish. You can do like 3 fillets in here at a time, and good way is just to take your catfish fillets and put barbecue sauce on them, put them on the grill, and it's just really good eating.
You know, I was thinking of something else. So often, we like, when we do beef kebabs, we like to get the vegetables real good and done. Some people like them a little crisper. But that would be a wonderful thing to lay them in here.
Very good idea, Geri, to put your vegetables in here and just to cook your vegetables.
Or your meat, too. I'm just thinking of all sorts of things.
Halibut is good. Let's see, mackerel right now is all the fishes that you want to do. If it's not a large fish that you can put in this type of cooker, then this has 1,000 uses. Another neat thing for this one is if you don't have a grill, just take a can, punch some holes in the bottom of an old can, put your charcoal in and light it, and you've got your grill. Just put this on top of it. Put your meat in here.
If you're camping or going across country, that'd be a good thing to carry.
Absolutely. Or if you have a child at college and they don't want to take a grill, just send this with them. They can pick up an old bucket somewhere and put some charcoal in it, and this is the grill. It has everything right here. So,
but be careful, kids.
But lots of uses for that.
Okay,
That's a nice thing to have.
We are going to take a break at this time, and when we come back, we're going to have more barbecue cooking easy ideas. I guess that's a good way to say it. Delp is our guest today at the Calico Kitchen on Selma Avenue. And Edie knows more about gadgets than anybody I know of. And today we're talking about cooking easier on the barbecue. And we've got some more up here. And we were just talking about beef kebabs.
Yes. Geri, this is another nice thing to have if you love kebabs. And I enjoy serving kebabs. It's a very easy way to entertain. One of my favorite ways is to have like a kebab party and have a bowl of the meat and different vegetables and everything, and just give people the skewers and let them make their own kebabs. And it's a very relaxed way of entertaining. People enjoy it. They get to put on there what they want. They're also in charge of cooking it. So if they like it rare, then they can take it off. And if it's not cooked the way they like it, and it also relieves me because, you know, all you really need is a large bowl of rice and all the things that you need to make the kebabs and a tossed salad, and you have your dinner party, and you can have, you know, 12 to 20 people very easily.
All right, do you pre-cook your vegetables at all before you
No,
cook?
I do not.
Okay.
I do not. Cooking on the grill, the only thing that lots of times that I do pre-cook is like barbecue chicken. And that's because chicken tends to burn. It gets done and then burns in order to cook all the way through. So I like to parboil it maybe 3 to 5 minutes before I put it on, and then therefore I can do a nice, well-done barbecue chicken. And that's the one thing that bothers me is with chicken that sometimes it's raw.
You make me so hungry.
I'm hungry too today.
Okay.
But anyway, this is a good rack to have for kebabs. And one nice thing about this, people that will appreciate this doing kebabs, this rack locks the skewer in so that it will not turn over. Sometimes, you know how you try to turn the kebab over and it's so weighted that it turns itself over and you burn yourself and everything. This
and the
locks
meat just
it
keeps
in.
flipping and you don't get it.
Absolutely. So this rotates it very nicely. Another nice kind of skewer to have, Geri, are these that have the wooden handles. And if you're going to just lay the kebab itself directly on your grill or hibachi or whatever you're cooking on, it's nice to have these wooden handles because, again, it does not conduct the heat and you don't have to have the pot holders or the mitts. They're nice to have, but if you can cook without that piece of equipment, it's nice to have.
Yeah.
So,
you know, I think a lot of times anything that you don't have to take outside, you don't have to take so much
absolutely.
outside.
And also with your mitts and your pot holders and everything, with if your coals, when the grease drips down into the coals, sometimes you have a flame come up, and you know you can catch the mitt or something on fire too. So there is a hazard with that. So that's it's another nice thing to have something like this if you can get by. These are what we call bamboo skewers, and they're wooden skewers, and these are disposable. And like I was saying, if you're going to have like a kebab party, you can get like 100 of these for $1, $1.50, and they will not burn. If you want to make sure that they don't, just soak them in water a couple of hours before your guests arrive, and the water will keep them from burning. But I've really not had any problem with them burning. And so people can just pick up the skewer and make their own kebab and then throw it away.
Well, that's one good way of having more than 8 or 10, because you certainly can't afford to buy a whole lot of these, and this would be a way to do it.
Absolutely, if you're going to do for a large group. Another good use for this, Geri, that people may not have realized, with using the wooden skewers, it is so hot now, with it being over 100, even cooking out is just not attractive unless you have a nice shaded patio. But a lot of people now are using their microwaves, and make your kebabs on this, and you can put the wooden skewers. Now these being metal, you cannot put in your microwave, but use these, and they're absolutely fantastic for that. So people may not have realized that you can do your kebabs and do them on the grill.
I'm interested in this.
That's a new thing that they have come out with, Geri, that's really interesting. These are the insulated mugs, and they're making them now in all different decorative designs. But usually if a man has to stand outside and cook, he wants something to cool him off. So it's a nice insulated mug, and it will keep it cold and everything. So it's just something that and it has a nice handle for a man. Most men in coffee cups or anything that has a handle, they want it so that they can get their whole hand into the handle. So it's just they've come up, like I said, with all different kinds of designs, but it's a nice decorative thing.
Okay, when we come back, we're going to talk about a cookbook called A Man's Taste, and it's for a man. Be right back. Nice hint for Father's Day, or any day, would be a cookbook that says, hey, honey, this is for you, with recipes. Tell me about it, Edie.
All right, the Junior League of Memphis came out with this, and most Junior League cookbooks are slanted to the woman, and but this one they came up on the idea of why not do one for men. So all the recipes in here were submitted by men, and there are really some interesting ones. There's lots of ones for grilling outside, but there's also some unusual ones like that I have never heard of, Geri, like French fried dill pickles. And for those of you that are wondering about that, it's you take the dill pickle and slice it into like $half-dollar pieces, and then the batter is like a beer batter that, you know, shrimp and sometimes that tempura, that type of thing. You dip it in that. It gives you the recipe for the batter. You dip it in that and deep fat fried, and it's called French fried dill pickle.
Funny? Well, you know, women have their own taste. And we like tomato aspic and casseroles and things like that for ladies' luncheons. And men have a strange sort of taste, too, it seems like, when they share their recipes.
And I think that men would enjoy looking through this because, like I said, all the recipes were submitted by men, and there's things like trash burgers and just different... Trash burgers. And so, anyway, it's a different cookbook, one that's... I think they had a very good idea to come up with something like this.
Is there a lot of game? You know, like venison and things like that in it?
Yes, quail. Definitely, there is a whole section on that. And it's slanted to the things that men like to cook. But there are, like, salads and things like that. And there's the whole gamut of...
Well, I think we need to address the man who's cooking, because a lot of people are living, both people are working, and they're sharing the load.
Absolutely. So. And men enjoy a creative outlet, and they're finding it in cooking.
Well, I'm glad. Thank you very much for being our guest today. Tomorrow on Speakeasy, our guests are going to bring an animal with them. They never tell me what they're going to bring because I don't really want to know. They surprise me with some strange things sometimes. Here's our thought for the day. I shall not pass this way again. Any good thing I can do or any kindness I can show, let me do it now, for I shall not pass this way again. And today's a very important day, and maybe you can do something for somebody else that'll make you happy. Have a nice day, and I'll see you tomorrow on Speakeasy, when we will be surprised with an animal from the Montgomery Zoo. Thank you.